怎么回事？再探再报，妹走れ！
One of Japan's longest-running and most widely read gaming news magazines, Weekly Famitsu, recently put Wuthering Waves in their crosshairs for review in their highly respected Cross Review Corner section. In Cross Review, they have 4 different reviewers play through and give their thoughts on 4 different games for that week, each giving their own personal score out of 10 for a combined total max score of 40. So I thought it'd be interesting to find out what these reviewers had to say. So, let's find out, shall we? The first reviewer, Amemiya, says this: "With the push of a button, you can elegantly dodge enemy attacks, switch characters and perform spectacular combos in battle, along with the synergy of a combination of beautiful girls and handsome men makes for an incredibly exhilarating experience. The settings for the playable characters, the exploration elements galore scattered throughout the fantastical open world, and the story direction are all carefully crafted with standard elements that hit all the right spots. In fact, it might be a little too well crafted in the sense that there are parts which give a sense of deja vu, but still, it's definitely an entertaining game following a tried and true method," giving his total score of 9 out of 10. Next up we have Ashida, and this is what they have to say. "With its beautiful anime-style graphics, charming characters and its vast open world, I'm so glad that a game of this quality is free to play. The battles are particularly interesting and it feels great to parry enemy attacks or avoid them at the last moment while using skills and switching between your allies to launch attacks. Some of the terms and proper nouns in the game can be hard to understand, but I think it will appeal to action fans at large." Again, Ashida agrees with Amemiya, giving Wuthering Waves a near-perfect score of 9 out of 10. But how about a female perspective? The next reviewer is Namako, and this is what she has to say. "I was enchanted by the beautiful world and its refined characters. As the rover, we learn the confusion of being suddenly thrown into a different world with an unfamiliar culture. There are some things that cannot be searched for in the tutorial, and there are some parts that are not fully explained, but deepening your understanding by feeling your way through this world might be another aspect to enjoy. There are limited ways to recover health, and the boss battles in particular may seem tough for those who are only interested in experiencing the story, but the dodge and parry focused combat system is very satisfying." Her final score ended up being a respectable 8 out of 10. And lastly we have Tozuka. This is what they have to say. "The fantastical and large-scale backgrounds and music stimulate the freshest parts of your sensibilities. There are also many moments where the conversations and camera angles during each event and quest really hit it out of the park. The combat is structured to be an exhilarating hack-and-slash game with few restrictions on mobility resources, making it easy to get absorbed in. Another plus is that there is little stress or difficulty in the movement and exploration system as a whole. While the gacha element is up to your personal taste, you can explore with the party you think is perfect for you and enjoy the sense of fulfillment of aggressively strengthening your forces." He seems to agree with Namco, giving Wuthering Waves also another 8 out of 10. But this wasn't everything they said about Wuthering Waves. There's actually another section on this right side here with more general thoughts on all the games that they reviewed that week. In that we have this. From the first reviewer, Amemiya, he also likened Wuthering Waves to more full-fledged, full-price games. He says, "For Wuthering Waves, which I gave 9 points, for a free-to-play game to have such a rich sense of adventure that you could find in full-price standalone games, it gets several more points from me." Although in Ashida's section, he also makes a comment that we've heard very, very often. He says, "Wuthering Waves opening acts make it a little inaccessible to most, but if you manage to get through that part, then that's when the engine kicks in and you really start to enjoy the game." Namco, however, didn't really say too much. In her column, she says, "If the atmosphere and visuals do it for you, you can't go wrong by checking it out." Tozuka, however, was a little bit more reserved in his praise for Wuthering Waves. It seems like he just wanted a little bit more. He says, "Wuthering Waves is an RPG which you can easily play each day with plenty of action-based content. However, I feel that they could do with putting more focus on meeting out-of-this-world beautiful characters." On this, I don't really agree. I mean, I just don't know what he's talking about. Because, you know, this, and this. But it doesn't matter, it's not my review, it's theirs. So in total, Amemiya gave Wuthering Waves a score of 9, Ashida also agrees and gave it a 9 too, Namaka and Tozuka gave it more favourable reviews but not as high with a score of 8 each, so in total Wuthering Waves got a score of 34 out of 40, which is a certified gold standard on one of the highest standards you can get in Famitsu. I don't know about you, but I feel like if Kuro Games just went back and redid the entirety of 1.0, particularly to Acts 1 through 3, to remove all the jargon, like slim things up and just tighten it all around, I think they could have got a few more points. But who knows? Little side note, out of the 4 games being reviewed this week, Wuthering Waves was the one with the highest score. The other games are Ender Magnolia, Bloom in the Mist, that got 33, Phantom Brave got 32, and Card Fight Vanguard Dear Days 2 got 30. And just because I know I'm going to get asked about this, I also checked for the cross-review scores of Genshin Impact, Honkai Star Rail, and Zenless Zero. Unfortunately, I couldn't find any results for Honkai Star Rail. Zenless Zero also got the same as Wuthering Waves with 34 points, and Genshin got 35 points, with coincidentally 3 of the reviewers being the same as those who also reviewed Wuthering Waves. Anyway, that is what one of the most well-respected gaming magazines in Japan has to say about Wuthering Waves. What do you guys think? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Let me know down in the comment section below. And if you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe because I have more Japan-focused content like this coming out in the future. So until next time, I will see you in the next video. Peace.